Russia has launched naval drills in the Baltic Sea involving dozens of warships amid high tensions with nearby NATO members over the war in Ukraine. The exercise, called Ocean Shield 2023, are aimed at what Russia calls testing the readiness of the Navy to protect national interests. This is the second time Russia is carrying out mass military drills in the Baltic Sea since Finland became NATO's newest member back in April of this year. And for more, we're joined now by our correspondent, Jennifer Palke, who joins us from Riga as Russian authorities close down DW's Moscow bureau. Jennifer, good to see you. Tell us more about these drills.
Well, Russia is known for holding military drills quite often. Let's think back to September 2022, where the Vostok exercise was held. And Russia didn't conduct this drill on its own, but with military forces from China, Syria, India, and Nicaragua, just to name a few. But even more recently, in February of this year, there have been joint military drills by Russia, South Africa, and China, causing much backlash in regard to South Africa participating. Russia even held military drills in the Arctic in April of this year. When it comes to the most recent drill, though, there is some information about how big it really was, even though the Russian Defense Ministry is not always so forthcoming with data of military exercises. This drill is called Ocean Shield 2023, as you have mentioned, and takes place in the waters of the Baltic Sea. And according to the Russian Ministry of Defense, more than 30 warships, 20 support vessels, and 30 aircrafts of the naval aviation and Russian air and space forces participated. In total, there will be around 6,000 soldiers involved. The goal is to carry out more than 200 combat exercises, including the use of weapons, the transportation of troops and military equipment, as well as practicing the defense of Russia's seacoast.
Russia says that these drills are being held to test how ready the country is to protect its national interests in the region. Now, objectively, is there any threat to those interests?
Well, Nicole, you could say that where war is, there's always a threat to national interests, especially with the war in Ukraine not going as planned for Russia in terms of a quick victory. Also, the war is not happening far away, but hitting close to home now for the general Russian population. There were around 16 drone attacks in the recent months and weeks on Russia, or illegally occupied territory by Russia, like Crimea, for example. The most recent one were drones hitting the business hub in Moscow called Moscow City. We also have to remember that even the Kremlin was targeted by drones, and the Crimean Bridge, which was famously inaugurated by Putin in 2018, was also the target of two explosions, one in October 2022 and one more recently in July 2023. This drill could be viewed as Russia getting nervous and needing to prepare itself, or at least demonstrate its readiness to defend itself against the West. But we should not forget that this rhetoric of a Western threat and, quote, waging an undeclared war against Russia by the West is often used by Moscow when it comes to the military or military movements, as could be seen with the deployment of Russian nuclear weapons to Belarus. And also important, Putin likes to show off Russia as a military superpower in general, not only to scare possible enemies, but also to Russia's population. Yeah. With military power play, he can keep his voters happy and dreaming of a Russian empire.
All right, DW's Jennifer Palke, thank you for that.